Today, it might not be the thing that's on the top of your mind, but sun exposure can cause wrinkles, age spots, potentially skin cancer. So we have Meghan Rothschild from the Melanoma Foundation of New England. You're here to help stave that off because you actually you beat melanoma.
Yes, I'm a survivor, 11-year survivor. So I was a big tanning bed user and outdoor sunbather back when I was in college. So now I've learned my lesson, and I work for the foundation now, spreading awareness about how to protect yourself from this disease. So
ideally, we don't we limit our exposure outside, and a great thing that people can do is spray tan. We have some footage. We have people getting spray tan. We're doing this today. We have Ariel here. Let's take a look at her. So that's Ariel, and she's about to get a spray tan. Spray tan is a really easy process, right? Yeah. So we like to encourage people to love the skin that they're in first and foremost, but we totally understand that that can be difficult, especially around the summer months when you're going to be hitting the beach, going to start putting on those bikinis. Everybody, always talks about how they want to have that glow. You gotta look good. Bikini season. So the spray tan and sunless tanners, that's a really great alternative that's not going to harm your skin with the UV rays. But it is inevitable. People are going to go out, they're going to expose themselves to the sun, so we have some tips to keep people a little bit safer. First, if you're going to go out, apply early sunblock. Yeah, you want to have an SPF of 30 or above, and you want to make sure that you are fully coated up before you hit the beach or before you actually head outside. And it's really important that you use a decent amount of sunscreen. So a lot of people will just kind of put on a thin layer because they don't want that wet feeling or that sticky feeling, but that will actually decrease the amount of SPF you have. In order to really get that 30 SPF, you have to use about an ounce on your entire body. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Lob it on there. Also, once is not enough, especially if you're planning on going swimming. Yeah, that's key. So you really need to be reapplying your sunscreen every 2 hours. A lot of people don't do that. There's a lot of user error when it comes to sunscreen, and then people wonder why 6 hours later they're getting a sunburn. That is key. You have to be reapplying every 2 hours, even if it says waterproof or sweat resistant or anything like that. I will admit I'm not great at using sunscreen. I'm sorry, we talk about it all the time. I know. But some of it is the fact that I'm concerned about the chemicals that I'm putting on my skin. Is that a valid concern? Well, there actually really hasn't been a lot of scientific evidence to support that, and what we like to say is that the pros outweigh the cons. You want to be protected. However, we understand that that is a concern for some people, and there's a really great website out there administered by the Environmental Working Group called cosmeticdatabase.com, and you can go on there, and Leanne, actually the woman who's spray tanning, actually introduced me to this website. You can go on there and you can enter in the ingredients in your products, and it tells you the level of toxicity. So that's a great way to kind of know what you're putting on your body if you're concerned about that. That's a great point. Also, I didn't know this, sunscreen expires every year. Yeah, so it's really important. We do say that you want to buy a sunscreen every year. Some people choose to put it in the fridge because if you put it in the refrigerator, you can maybe get another year out of it. Yeah, but to be on the safe side, just buy a new bottle every year. It's smart. So we've lathered ourselves up. We've applied liberally. That being said, if we're going to go out, that doesn't mean, go out tanning nude or right. You got to cover up a little bit. Yeah, you want to have, there's actually clothing lines out there called UPF. The average t-shirt is about a 4 or 5 SPF, but you can actually buy clothing out there that has a stronger sun protection factor in it. Really? And you want to avoid the sun during those peak hours between the hours of 10 to 2. You don't want to be out there for extended periods of time. So it's important to seek shade when you can, which we know is not always possible. Megan, great tips, but now let's check on the final product. Let's see if spray tanning is all that it's cracked up to be. So I'm going to head on over there. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today. These are really important tips, so I'm going to head on up. There we are. So this is Leanne Sedlak. She's one of the owners of Skin Catering. Thank you so much for swinging by today. Ariel, our model, in a protective bubble. Talk about the spray tanning process that you did earlier.
Sure. So we start with putting some lotion on the palms of your hands, and we protect your bottoms of your feet because there's no amino acids in the palms of your hands or the soles of your feet. Really? And that's why if you use self-tanners, your palms will turn orange and whatnot. So we protect those, and then I direct her into each position that she needs to be in while she is being spray tanned, and I do 2 coats. So the first coat, I'm kind of covering the body, and then the second time around, I'm really just making sure that everything is blended and covered well. Something like a spray tan, how long can it last? This should last about 7 to 10 days. Really? Yes. And I know from the pictures and at home, because of the monitors, I don't know how big of a difference you could see, but we actually have a difference that we could show people, a tan line. So yeah, if you don't mind, thank you so much for being willing enough to do this. By the way, Ariel, a big applause to her for being such a willing participant. But that's a difference. How about that? Excellent. Well, thank you so much for doing this for us. It's really important that we stay safe and that we love the skin we're in. It's a pleasure to have you both here. Thanks so much. Feel free to stick around and also